All right. We're here, episode 17. Eric Feeney here, founder of Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that have heartbreak or tragedy. I use this avenue, thanks to my buddy Dave, to connect with community members that are doing right for the community. We have a great guest today. I just like to review episode 16. Learned a lot. It was something I had experience and background with. Coffee and beer. You drink coffee or beer, Len?
Beer.
All right, he drinks beer. But it was a great episode. I forgot to bring my show and tell last episode, so I'm bringing it now. And I also want to give an extra thank you and an extra shout out for the phenomenal work done by my man Dave. He cut in episode 12 of me showing my commercial. Glenn, did you check that out? Did you see that?
I did. It was awesome.
Wasn't that great how he cut in? We're on episode 16, but he cuts in episode 12 and made it run smooth.
And you couldn't even tell it was a cut.
If I didn't have the beard, right, it would have been like smooth as can be. So couldn't even tell. But I want to thank him, and I apologize to Cody about not being prepared, but here it is today. It'll always be here now, Cody. Again, order your Life on the Mountain coffee. Portions go to Friends of Feeney.
Nice.
And with that being said, I got a little surprise from my man Dave here.
Wow. No.
Friends of Direct Line Media.
Nice.
What do you think, Dave? What do you think? Love it? We're getting a bunch of these. Everyone's getting one.
Oh, I want one.
If you comment on this podcast, we're putting you in a raffle. You're going to win a shirt. Episode 17 with my guy Len.
17 is awesome.
Len, right? What? Any significance of the number 17?
It is. Where's my Yes, I will.
Oh, yeah?
Numbers are awesome.
Okay.
And so when I knew I was going to do this, because I always look, I'm a numbers person.
Oh, great.
And spiritual, so I put the two together. And so I looked up 17 and 430, because today is 430.
All right.
So let me quickly go into this.
Well,
I'll just...
While you're looking, are you still... You got it? Or while you're looking, I got a little something. So I don't know much about our topic today, but I do know a little bit about 16, which beer and coffee, and we learned a lot. I learned about how it was made, and I'm very interested and can't wait till their Shield Street. And I'm very excited to learn about today's topic, Reiki.
Yes.
Reiki.
Awesome.
And Len is a career, passionate. It's his life. Like, it's all about Reiki. It's like dancing and Reiki. That's Len. But let's hear about the number.
Okay, so number 17, and this is angel numbers.
Okay.
Number 17 is a combination of the vibrations and attributes of the number 1 and 7. Number 1 relates to new beginnings, motivation and progress, individuality, self-leadership and assertiveness, achievement and success.
Nice.
All right. Number 7 resonates with the energies of spiritual awakening and enlightenment, mysticism and psychic abilities, inner wisdom, manifesting your desires, and good fortune. The number 17 is an auspicious number as it embodies the new with manifesting good fortune. Remember to be grateful for all the universe provides.
Wow.
So that is
17.
That is today.
You're here, buddy.
And it's spot on. It always is spot on. So I always look, when I used to travel for competitions, I always would look up the room number that I'm in at the hotels, and it's always like spot on. So
is it like a fortune cookie?
It sort
hotel
of
room?
is.
Now, episode 12 is big
Yes.
in the numbers too.
I know. I saw that.
Do you ever talk with him about that?
Not about that, but I will now.
Yeah. 17. I think a Linsanity for the Knicks jersey numbers, but I'm happy to be here. I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy to
Thanks
learn
for
about
having
Reiki. You want to just start in? What is Reiki? My buddy, I was telling my friend today, I was like, hey, I got a guest. He does Reiki. And they're like, are you going to talk to your dead grandmother? And I was like, I don't know if that's it. So it's not, is it? Am I going to talk to grandma or
You're
not?
You can, but
I can. Okay. Go ahead.
You can always talk to grandma.
I love grandma.
Grandma's always
Gigi.
around.
Go ahead. Let's hear about Reiki.
Yeah. So Reiki is a healing energy. It is a light touch, no touch, or at a distance. And it works because everything is energy, and literally everything is energy. So that's how we help people get better physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually.
Nice. So, funny story. The only Reiki connection I've ever had, my sister-in-laws sister-in-law,
Okay.
Brittany, shout out to Brittany, does
Hey,
Reiki.
Brittany.
Hey, Brittany. This is like going on 5 or 10 years ago. And she's like, I do Reiki. And she's like, Feeney. And she went to go like say something. She's like, you got a lot of stuff in your throat. Like stuff that I guess it's that you want to say.
To get out. Yes.
That you need. Yeah, that it gets like.
Oh, I find that so often.
Can you feel it?
Not on you, but every time
You feel
I work,
anything from me?
Not right now. No, not
See,
yet.
Brittany, you're wrong.
No,
Brittany.
she's right.
She's right.
Yeah, no, she's absolutely right. Because when I do Reiki on my clients, I will often feel that. I'll feel tingling or something, either in my hands or I feel it in my throat. Where I'm like, so I'm starting like clearing in my throat.
Yeah.
And that tells me that they have to get something out.
Oh.
And so after the session, I'll say to them, you like need to get something out, to tell somebody something. Are you holding something back? And 100% of the time they say yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then what's the next question to get it out? Does Reiki, is the goal to help them let it out and then relieve some stress, or?
Not necessarily. I mean, it kind of gives them an idea to do that, to actually get it out. And my last client was 2 weeks ago. Same thing. She goes, and I did talk about that because I always catch up. I always catch up a couple days afterwards, see how they're doing. And ESPN.
Yeah, that's my ESPN. Come on now, how rude!
I'm surprised I didn't get mine yet.
What do we got? A little NFL draft.
Yeah.
Sorry, I
So,
apologize.
where was it? Oh yeah. So I caught up after a couple. She goes, and I did talk about. I did get it out when I needed to, and I feel better.
So do you have do you call them customers? Clients that are every 2 weeks, every month, weekly? How's that work?
I wish.
Yeah.
No, when I leave it at this point, I leave it at whenever they need or want, until I start working with, and it's my goal to work with those who have autoimmune disorders. I will be, not I want to be, I will be the autoimmune Reiki guy.
Ooh.
It'll be a lot to carry, but it's my goal to help out 1,101,111 people through either Reiki or through stress or through something or more. I don't want to stop there, but what's again,
the significance? That's a nice number. I like that number.
111 or 11 is angelic, and it's
Gotcha.
Yeah. Again, numbers.
So can we talk about how long have you been involved with Reiki?
I want to say 10 years inclusive of receiving, because I first received, and Reiki had literally saved my life.
Nice.
That's why I got into it. But I've been giving Reiki for about 7-8 years.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And where are you located?
I'm in Hartford.
Hartford.
Yeah.
All right. And if you want to reach out, he's 860-593-5257. Correct. And Infinite Abundance. That's a great LLC name. And you want to explain where you got that? And I love the symbol, infinite, of course.
Yep.
You want to go into that and talk about the...
Sure. So I first started when I was coaching. I was the law of attraction coach. Well, is a law of attraction coach before I even knew what Reiki was. Well, not knew what it was, before I got into doing Reiki. And law of attraction is about abundance, and not only monies and wealth, but just an abundance of whatever. And an infinite is the sign. There's no ending.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just the eight sign. And so it's like an infinite abundance, and abundance isn't always about monetary. It's abundance of whatever. And so I said, infinite abundance. That sounds like a cool name for a business. And so that's how that came about.
Yeah. No, I like it. Cool symbol. Like I said, did you pick the colors? I like the flowing colors and the symbol. Did you have a design person?
I did. I picked the colors, and then I sent it to, I had a design person. I said, these are my ideas, go to work.
Nice.
And it was like perfect. Of course they send you 8 or 9, 10 different sketches. I was like, I like this one the best.
And your website's great too.
Oh, thank you.
How often, or do you update it, or who do you use for your website?
I use Dave Calaby, who is part of our chamber. Haven't seen him in ages, but there you go.
We only talk about one Dave here. I'm sorry. No.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
All love
we'll talk about
to the
this
big
Dave.
thunk. All love to the big thunk. But
Shimaleski.
Yes.
Soon. But yeah, so I had Dave Calaby do it years ago. I'll have him update it the first time because the first ones that I had somebody, they just wasn't good. And when I asked her to make changes, she would not get to them, and excuses, family, blah, blah, blah. So then I hired Dave. He did a good job updating it. And then about 2 years ago or so, 3 years ago, I had him update it again to make it nicer.
Nice.
And then you got to update it, for COVID and all that stuff.
What about someone's interested in Reiki? They come to you. If you're giving a words of wisdom and 3 pieces of advice to a mentee that wants to get into Reiki, what would those 3 words of advice be?
Do it.
Do it.
Yeah. No, do it.
Do it. Do it. Do it. Or just
do it. Going back to your other previous ones, I forgot which one it was. There was one. Don't be afraid of no's.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
That one comes up a lot.
It does. So don't be afraid of no's. Be open-minded, because you have to be open-minded for this.
Yep.
Be aware that the majority of the people will not get Reiki, will not understand it, will not want to even try it, will not want to discuss it. Just get used to it. Plain and simple,
Nice.
And don't let it bother you. At first it kind of does bother you, but it's like, well, why not? It just understand that it's not for everybody. Number 3 is understand that although this is going to be hard to say, legally it's going to be hard to say, although you can't use the words heal or cure, it pretty much does that.
Nice.
And it's gonna, and be aware that when doctors, and this is really tough too, a lot of Western medicine doctors will say there's nothing we could do for you except for give you these medicines, these whatever. And it's whether it's autoimmune, whether it's cancer, whether it's whatever. Whenever they say we can't help you any further, just take these medicines, and not even that, just know and understand that and this is not for people to go in, but just in general, just understand that there's other ways of getting yourself better. Reiki is one of them. Diet is probably the number one thing. So definitely work on your diet, because diet is the number one way to get better.
Yeah.
The body knows how to heal itself, and if you're allowed to do that, it will.
I thought it was really cool. Back to your diet, like Monday, you do something really cool. You're like Motivation Monday, Thankful. I'm messing these up. Thankful Thursday, and you give like these little affirmations or quotes, and that's great. I think where do you come up with these ideas?
I get it. I get these quotes from Insight.
Yep.
It's a Bob Proctor, Proctor Gallagher site. And
because one was cool, like you can't free medicine. It was like sunshine, sleeping, walking, smiling. You know any more of those? Like laughing. Like that's how you should live your life.
Right.
But be happy, positive attitude. Exercise is key.
Absolutely.
Even if you're doing like 10 push-ups before you get in the shower or when you wake up, like do something, right? Like walk the dog.
Yeah.
What do you do for exercise?
What do I
you look
for
fit.
exercise?
You're a fit guy.
Thanks.
You look good.
No, thank you. It's because I take care of myself. No, for the most part.
What do you do?
No. So my morning ritual has changed a little bit since I got my new job, but I still keep some things. Like I always meditate in the morning now I'm doing like 40 to 50 minutes in the morning before I even get out of bed.
So while you're laying in bed for 50 minutes, this consists of
I do 2 meditations.
Breathing or just
meditations. I use an app called Insight Timer.
Gotcha.
Insight again. So there's actually one of them I use
40
Insight
minutes.
Timer.
That's
One's
impressive. That's
the
amazing.
first one is a half hour, and that, which is really good. That one I just took on a few weeks ago because I did a seminar, like a weekend seminar type of thing online with this gal from Costa Rica, somewhere around there, some beautiful place.
Nice.
And part of her package was that she gives you this morning ritual type meditation, and it was like, about feeling good about yourself, starting the day off, wow, that good stuff. And so I took that on. That one's a half hour, and another abundance one that I do for 20 minutes. So I do 2 in a row, and then I get to bed, shower and get ready for work. So my exercise is walking the dogs in the afternoon, and my job, my job is a lot of exercise. They're just not exercise, but a lot of moving, a lot of bending, stooping, walking. So
Nice.
that's
No,
what
you got to stay fit mentally and healthily.
Absolutely.
Healthy.
healthy, correct.
Mentally and physically is the word I was looking for.
I just, come to think of it, I just put out a blog a couple of days ago through one of my insight quotes that I received that just kind of hit me as like, a diet is not just what diet is not just food consumption, is what you put in your body.
Yep.
That talks about, who you talk to, who your friends are, what you talk about, what you listen to. And so I said, this is really interesting. So I did my take on that.
No, that's great, because I saw something, spin it to sports, like when you miss a shot or you do something stupid, you throw the ball out of bounds by accident, you're like, oh, I'm stupid. Like that self-talk is negative and actually affects your current play. Like, so just you want to keep the positive attitude.
Correct.
And I like your blogging.
Thank you.
I saw a couple of blogs, and I saw that you're big into, what was it? What is it? Oh, yeah, green, celery juice. You had a couple blogs and a couple posts about celery juice. I'm a vegetarian. Everybody vegetarian.
Do it. Yeah.
I drink shakes, so go on this celery juice. I have not tried this celery juice. And then I have another question about asparagus. But first, celery juice.
Okay, celery juice. I got that from a guy that I follow and this guy's freaking awesome. I would love to do something with him one of these days. And I will. His name is, I always mix his name because they got two names like I do. Anthony William, who is a medical medium, who is not a doctor, but he has helped thousands of patients of doctors through autoimmune and other disorders because through celery juice and a healthier diet, because he gets messages from angels and guides. And he often finds that doctors don't really know much about autoimmune disease, because autoimmune diseases are hard to figure out. It takes many, many months or years to figure out if somebody has an autoimmune disease. It just comes out to the body is fighting itself. And so the doctors do their best to give them therapy, eating, exercise, whatever their plans are. But quite often, sometimes those plans go against what the body needs, or it goes against that, and sometimes it makes it actually worse. So he works through a lot of doctors, works with a lot of doctors to help their patients. So celery juice is his big thing, and what he said, it basically cleans out the liver, is what it does, and and other organs and what have you. But what you want to do with the celery juice, you want to juice celery, just plain straight juice, no lemon added to it, no nothing. Is it 444?
That's you.
Is it 444?
It is 444. Is that a lucky number?
Numbers again.
Come on.
Hold on.
I'm interested.
And then we just get rid of it. Hold on.
Less celery juice. More talking about 444.
Yes,
What's
hold on.
444 about?
No, let's do finish celery juice
okay.
because it'll be 2 seconds.
True. Gotcha.
So for the for the celery juice,
Dave, cut it out.
I love this. The celery juice, he says, and he claims, which is pretty much true because they know, he knows, they know. And you want it plain, straight, without lemon juice, because a lot of people are turned off by the taste of celery juice or celery in general.
It's all water, right?
Yeah,
But
a lot of it is.
Fight, true or false? Does it help fight fatigue?
It does.
It does.
It does.
You stand by that.
Because it cleans out the liver.
All right, Harry, you heard it here first.
Yes.
Start drinking more
but it
celery
does.
juice.
And so, and what he says, you should drink 16 to 32 ounces of celery juice in the morning before you do anything. Because it helps clean up.
No, what you put in your body as soon as you wake up is very important. It's fuel for the tank. Like, are you going to fuel it with high octane 98, or are you going to fuel it with dirty diesel that's been sitting in the garage?
Right, exactly.
Like, what do you want to do here?
Right.
All right, so 444, go.
444.
That's awesome.
Yes. So again, with numbers,
That was
444.
Cute. That was a cute little ringtone.
Wasn't that awesome? And how I knew like it. So I set my alarm for
all the doubles?
Three times with messages during the day. 11:11 in the morning.
Yep.
And the message is live life at 300%, which is one of my taglines, live life at 300%. So when I look at it and it goes off, I look at it, it's a, woo.
No, I like that one.
Yep. And again at 4:44 in the afternoon, which is now, which will say, keep on going, because usually around this time you kind of get tired, if you're at work or you kind of get tired, it's like, keep on going.
Yep.
And then at 11:11 p.m., which is, the message is be grateful.
Wow. I like
so
that.
you take a couple of seconds, a couple of minutes to just take in that and do
Did
that.
you hear that from someone, or is that something you started yourself?
From, I believe, Dean Graziosi, who is a personal development coach. Not really coach, but he's he works with Tony Robbins quite a bit. He's actually now is the president of the Tony Robbins, Robbins Research Incorporated.
I like that idea. We have 11:11 has always been like a good luck thing. Students still do that to me. They're like on the smart board. They're like, it's 11:11. I'm like, what are you gonna do? It's like, it's something special. So that's cool. And you do it at night too. You're up at 11:11 p.m.
I go to bed earlier now, but it wakes me up at 11.
Wakes you up to say, be grateful.
Yeah.
Cool. No, that's great. I love it. Learning a lot. What about, before we go on anymore, number one, I want to thank you so much. You were very generous. You donated a free Reiki package to an hour long, 60 minutes? Are they typically 60 minutes? So I had a toy drive. Friends of Feeney had a toy drive, and we collected like 7 bags of toys for families. And we had a raffle, and your Abundance Reiki was a raffle gift, and we had prizes, and it was a popular one. People were interested about Reiki. Yay. So I thank you for that, and that it's important. And again, it goes back to you care about the community. You were giving back. You helped raise money for this initiative at the toy drive. So thank you.
Thank you.
And also it was
Always
a cool
a
thing. Go ahead.
Yeah, always a pleasure.
Yeah. We're going to need you again May 14th at Gastro Park.
I'll be there.
Be there, and you're going to donate?
Of course.
Reiki. I like it. And then it wasn't really Friends of Feeney related, but I came down. It was a chamber event, like your Real Men Wear Pink.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I kind of set that up.
You did set that up.
I did. It was, and thank you for
Real Men Wear Pink.
coming.
And it was down at Crazy Donut, my spot.
Crazy, you bet. And so what happened with that, again, we know everybody here through the chamber, which is really awesome. And so Joe Monson, which is one of our chamber members, she works with American Cancer Society. And so every now and then she'll have fundraisers coming up. So in the fall, I believe it was in the fall. Yeah, because there's freezing. So it was in the fall.
I think it was like October or November.
Yeah, exactly. And so when you become a member to promote that, you have to wear pink, or you should wear pink every day for a certain amount of time. And I'm still wearing my pink bracelet since August of last year.
Nice.
Yeah, which is really cool. And I'm
Very
wearing
cool.
a purple one too, which I'll
Is
get
that the
to
Ron
in a
Foley?
moment. It is.
Okay.
I'll get to that
Two
in a
great.
moment.
Yeah. Talk about them, please.
I will. So with the Real Men Wear Pink, not only do you wear pink, but you don't have to, but you subscribe to bring in $2,500 through of donations.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was, how am I going to do that by myself, And so I'm thinking there are 7 or 8 of us within the West Hartford Chamber who's doing this. And so I approached our lovely friend, Irene.
Episode 10.
Absolutely.
Irene.
Absolutely. Yes.
Donut Crazy.
That's right.
Donut Crazy.
Who is always about community efforts, as you know, about community, because she did awesome, huge thing for you.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Just around this time.
Yep.
Last year.
Exactly.
And which I went to.
March 9th.
Yep. And so I went to her. I said, look, I want to do a Real Men Wear Pink fundraiser. Can you help us out? This is my idea. If you could do a pink donut for us, and if we could set something out outside. She goes, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And so she did. She gave us 100 donuts. And it's like, wow, that's really cool. 100 donuts.
Wow.
And whatever the proceeds are from that, she give to that. And we sold out of the 100 donuts we started at 7 o'clock in the morning. By 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Wow. Quick.
And it was quick. It was like every couple of minutes she comes up. All right, we only have 20, we have so many left, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, this is really awesome. I think you bought a dozen, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I was there. I brought the kids and my dog.
Yeah.
Great event. We have a cool picture of the whole chamber crowd.
Yeah, exactly.
Love the chamber.
And so it was awesome. Yeah, everything, all about it was awesome. So you could always think about, go to the West Hartford community, always go, it's just.
How long have you been a West Hartford Chamber of Commerce member?
I want to say close to 10 years.
10?
Yeah,
Wow.
I want to say close. Because I became a member before I was doing Reiki. Way before that. Because I remember the progression of what I was doing. I think at that point I was selling like diet pills or something like that. So the progression has been quite amazing. And the progression of the chamber in itself has been amazing. Because when I first started, we were in the West Hartford Town Hall in room 400,
Oh, yeah.
something like that.
Upstairs.
With maybe 30 people.
Yeah.
And then like a month or two later, we were in the library, with more than that. And then before,
70.
then when COVID hit, we were 81-ish
Yeah.
people. So, it's
No, I say it a
amazing.
lot. The
Yeah.
chamber has been a great move joining it. Thank you, Mike Kent, for suggesting it, and just the relationships and the friends that I've made. Len, you're here. A lot of my previous guests.
Dave, that's why I met Dave.
Dave, of course. He's all right.
Yeah, he's
He's decent. No, Dave's awesome. So back to your Reiki.
Yeah.
Let's do this game. Best, worst, first, last.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Can you remember your first Reiki, your last Reiki, your best Reiki, your worst Reiki? I'm sure you had.
Can I go to receive? Can I start with
You
receiving?
can do whatever you want.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with receiving. My first was receiving. And a little backstory with that, how I got into Reiki and receiving. I was in a spot where I had a job, my job.
Career or job?
Oh, definitely a job.
This was the JOB, so this is past tense. Gotcha.
Yeah. And the reason why I say job, because I feel that a job is a negative. Job is jump out of bed, and there's other words for that. But basically, what you're doing is using your time and energy to make somebody else rich. So that's why I make it job. And so I was in a job that was, when I was going into work, it was, I was getting stress-related chest pains. So it was that bad. I was negative. I would come home, bitch and moan to my wife. She goes, "Why are you always negative?" And I'm here, well, I'm not negative because I'm doing law of attraction now and I'm, getting ready for, She goes, "No, you always come home and you always," and so that kind of made me think, is like, she's right, I do, because it just gets me going. And, just all the stress is piling. I was in the medical field. It was for 20 years around that time, 18, 19, 20 years. And it just builds up. And because things have changed over the few decades in the medical field, it just got more stressful and more money oriented than it did about taking care of patients. And that was bothering me. And so one of my coworkers was a Reiki practitioner. So I approached her. I said, "What is this? I see your brochure well, what is it?" So we talked, and I went for a session, and the first session, it's like, oh my God, this is great. And so I signed on I was doing she had a 3-pack. So I was doing a 3-pack for 3 years, basically. So I was getting sessions every 3 weeks for basically 3 or 4 years. And it was great. I just loved it. It just made me feel better. I wasn't negative anymore. Oh, and then on top of that, I started meditating at lunchtime to get rid of the morning.
Still do that?
I do.
Nice.
Well, not so much at lunchtime now, because I do it in the morning. Again, like I said, I do it in the morning. I also meditate at bedtime as well. So at least I'm still getting in meditation. So that was my first,
yep.
Right? My last was just a few days ago, last week, working with a client. I sort of mentioned that. The best one was, actually, they're all the best, because it's great when you hear the feedback. Almost immediately they say, I just feel so relaxed, and I feel better. Whether it's an ache or a pain, that will eventually go away in the next day or two, which is really kind of nice. The worst was, boy, is there a worst? Well, there is a worst. I had this gentleman who I work with, and it's not because he was the worst. It's just I felt bad for him. He was morbidly obese. I mean, he was probably a good 400 pounds, maybe. Working with him for high blood pressure, heart, and all that stuff. His wife had passed years ago. That's what put on a lot of weight. So he had, a lot of mental and emotional issues going on at the same time. So he would quite often, he would not be able to turn over onto his stomach for our sessions. So I always had to work with him on his back. So that to me was the worst, because it incapacitated him really, which is unfortunate. But so I guess that's the worst part of it.
Yeah, I mean, they're not all rainbows and unicorns.
No, right,
There's got to be
exactly.
even any career.
Right.
No, so awesome. You played the game great. First, then, no. First, last, best, worst.
Perfect. Okay.
Awesome. And do you have a teacher that inspired you?
I knew that was coming.
You knew that was coming?
Yeah, I did.
See, this is a guest that
I know
is
that.
experienced. This guest watches the podcast, everyone.
You're right.
Be a subscriber. Listen to the
right.
podcast. Thank you, Len.
My answer to that is personally, not really.
Really?
One of my teachers. But growing up in Manchester and being a Diana, Dianas are really popular in Connecticut. Every time I go anywhere, oh, do you know? It's like, great. And it's always Vinny, the lawyer, Vinny, the real estate agent, because everybody knows Vinny.
Any relation to Feeney?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And if it's not Vinny, it's his brother Leo, because he's a lawyer / now judge. And Vinny's a real estate. So it's always about that. It's like, it's like, who am I? But yeah, so my uncle was a teacher in Manchester, turned principal, one of the better principals of that time. And so I got to know a lot of the teachers through, as I was going to school and just going to.
Like informally.
Yeah,
right?
Formally too,
formally,
as well.
gotcha.
Yeah. Because, most of his friends were teachers, so we got along, our families are really close to each other. So we always played cards or doing something on the weekends. Sometimes it involves some teachers. We'd go on to soccer games back at that time. We were always involved with teachers. So there were a few teachers that we just got attached to. One teacher, rest in peace. He would, actually my sister had him as a teacher. He would always have candy in his drawer. So sometimes when you go visit him, or he would, pull out his drawer and give you candy. He's one of the sweetest guys ever, probably one of the better teachers that existed outside of you, because I'm sure you're awesome too.
Thank you.
And so I always used, even outside of high school, even when I was in college, I would always go to school to visit him. Just show up at class and visit him, which is really kind of neat. And he appreciated that, which is really kind of cool. And so his name is Louis Gamache. And yeah, he was just so awesome. And there's other teachers that were almost equally as important to me, throughout my lifetime. So hopefully that answers sort of your question.
No, it's good to have that connection, that personal connection inside or outside the classroom. And are you 100% Italian?
I am. I think, as far as I know.
Very cool.
You never know, because
Did you ever get one of those DNA?
I did not.
No, me either.
I did not. I will not, but I did not.
And funny that, I knew this podcast was happening. Oh, thanks I'm glad this worked out. I'm happy to interview you. I'm learning about Reiki. I'm hoping people would go and try it out. I might try it out. Is there a way to do it right now?
Not on camera, no. But
Not on camera?
Outside of camera.
How's
yes.
that energy?
It's awesome.
The energy's good.
It is.
I keep it positive, but there's some times that, you have bad days and good days.
Yeah.
But I got to set the alarm for the 440.
444.
444, you're awesome.
Yeah.
Be grateful.
Do it.
I think that's great. And then meditating for 40 minutes, that's a little long for me. I think I sit quietly and eat breakfast and sit quietly, no phone. What's the phone situation? You must be totally against the cell phone. And when you see people waiting in line or just having a conversation and the phone, does that kill you? Because it's is that mindfulness or is that being in the moment?
It doesn't.
Does that obviously, and sometimes social media is a stressor.
It is.
Do you see that? Do people come to you about that?
No.
No?
They should, but they don't. They should, but they don't. To answer your question about cell phones, do they bother me? In certain times, what my job now is I'm always in grocery stores. I work not for grocery stores, but I work in grocery stores as a resetter. And people are always, even before that, people are always on their phone, chatting on their phone. It's always social stuff. And, they're not just talking quietly. They're, hey, blah, blah. Sorry. It's like, I really don't
This guy's got spirit, Dave. Come on.
I don't really need
Hit the
to
mic.
know what's going on with you and, Bobby Joe.
Yeah, that's the worst when someone's walking
just
up and
don't
down.
need that. So, outside of talking to your spouse or friend, about, do you need a certain, ground beef or whatever, or what are we doing? Outside of that, it's like there's really no need to be on a phone in the store shopping, especially when you get to register. And you're on the phone and they're trying to,
Yeah.
So that sets me off. and I just had to sit back and it's like, okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
But I'm attached to my phone.
Can you,
Yeah.
without giving out too much information, what are some stressors that people come to Reiki for that help find a solution? Like, what's a popular stressor or problem? You say autoimmune, but is there one that like stands out?
Yeah, there's a few. Financial.
Okay.
Definitely financial. A lot of people are stressed, especially within the past year or two.
Yeah, losing jobs and stuff.
Yeah, losing jobs with businesses. Finance has been a huge stressor. One's job, as you know, I've got experience with that. I know. It is. I mean, there's been a study that people who have heart attacks at work are usually comes Mondays at 3:00 in the afternoon, and it's due to their work-related stress, due to their job.
Yeah, no one has a heart attack on Friday.
No, it's always on a Monday afternoon at 3:00. Not
really?
always, but yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, not always, but that's the most consistent time.
Not Sundays. Sundays at 8.
Yeah, Sundays are very
pretty
stressful
bad.
as well. What I call clock watchers. Some of my questions are when I start in a course that I developed and teach, which is called "Do What You Love," because I feel it's important for people to do something that they love doing. So part of it, there's questions in there, and one of them is, do you watch the clock when you're at work? Are you always looking for the lunch break, watching for the end of the day? On Mondays, are you always looking for Wednesdays? Are you celebrating Wednesdays because it's hump day?
What's that say about a person?
Yeah,
Is that bad
unhappy.
or good?
Yeah, they're unhappy with their
Really?
job. Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
On Thursdays, are you excited because number 2, Thursday? That's right.
Gotta
Like
get
from
that.
now,
Come on,
that's
I gotta
right.
frame
That kind of
Hello.
helps. Yep.
Dave, you didn't mention that? You didn't see that? Come on. This is episode 17. He's letting that slip. Sorry.
Thursdays are
Sorry.
important for 2 reasons. Number 1,
I love this.
Thursdays have long been, hey, yeah, let's go out and get a couple of drinks
Okay.
after work.
That's a good thing, no?
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it is, but it's because you're stressed out from work. And then it leads to Fridays, which, yay, Friday's the weekend. We get a couple of days, But then Sunday comes along, so Sunday is not really a weekend
Come on.
day.
What job? Oh, sorry. I have to cut you off. I'm sorry. What job people are not looking towards Friday? Who loves their job that much? They're like, it's Friday?
Nobody.
Oh, okay. So that's normal, right? You're not
Yeah.
saying it's abnormal to be like looking towards Friday?
No.
Because I'm like very happy right now.
But we're talking about
It's Friday, by
because
the
you have
way.
a job.
It's Finn Friday.
All right.
Shout out to Brooke
So-
Daly, Finn
Yes.
Friday. Shout out to, I'm going to cut you off. Shout off to Saturdays Are for Friends. Do you see those shirts yet? Saturdays Are for Friends.
No.
Wait till you go to Donut Crazy on a Saturday. They're all going to be wearing Saturday Are for Friends
No.
shirts. Yes.
Oh, I have to go Saturday.
Yes. Go to
Oh,
Saturday.
I can't go Saturday. Oh, speaking of Saturday,
Yep.
we have to talk about Ron's Run when you're done.
Yeah, Ron's Run. Oh, yeah.
Can we talk about
Huge.
that?
Tony?
Can we talk about now?
Please go right in. Ron's
Cool.
Run. I love
Yes.
Ron.
So Ron's
Foley
Run-
Foundation.
Yes, which is tomorrow. Because
Okay.
tomorrow is the
Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky Derby, and they, until last year, usually do it on a Kentucky Day because it's
Yep.
what they do. And so Ron's Run, or Ron's Run for the Roses is what
Yep.
it's officially called, is the Ron Foley Foundation's big gala for the year.
Yep.
And last year and this year, and actually every year that I know of, it's at
Folly's Farm in
Folly's
Simsbury.
Farm in Simsbury. Thank you. So last year and this year, it is both live and online,
Yep.
which is really kind of cool because it's virtual. They got a huge screen. It's like a drive-in type of thing where you got the cars
nice.
parked, and they got the big screen and the speakers and the stage, and they have speakers getting up and doing their talks. Dennis House is going to be there.
He's going to be a guest.
Yeah,
I mention
the
that
guest.
every episode.
He's
Dennis
the
House
guest.
will be here.
Yes, Dennis House is the
Stop
guest
dodging me.
speaker. And
Kidding.
forget who else. Another.
Bob Maxon, the weather guy.
Thank you.
He's also very cool and awesome. Had drinks with him at Frida. Ooh. Friends of Frida. Bob Maxon, good dude.
Cool.
Dennis House.
Yes.
Also fantastic guy.
Yes.
But
so they will be there and of course they have the live auction and the silent auctions, and you could chime in at the silent auctions. It is open now, so if you want to go in and put a bid on any of those auctions, you can do that. Normally I would put in something, but I didn't do that this year because time slipped away from me.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. So this would be my third year. It's tomorrow. This would be my third year of volunteering for that awesome event. It really is awesome. And what they do at the end of near the end of the event, they have the live broadcast of the Kentucky Derby, except for last year because they canceled the Kentucky Derby. But so that's really, really cool.
Yeah, Tony at the Chamber was really one of my first friends.
Yep.
He's a phenomenal person. He, again, goes back to caring for the community. He has an older son that was outgrowing I think it was an Xbox, a lot of video game systems, fun toys. And he gave it to me and I gave it to a family and completely made this child's day. And Tony was very excited about that, to see his son's toys go to a family in need. And again, the kids, if they're playing Xbox because of Tony. Right. Tony also connected me with the Travelers and donated 10 monitors. So children that are at home doing remote learning could get online and see their teacher.
Right. And you hooked up with Avi too, correct?
Avi has been We Care Computers. Avi has connected 6 laptops last year. Just recently, 6 desktops, an all-in-one computer and a laptop. All families, a refugee family at Aiken, 3 families at my school. Just again, the community and the West Hartford Chamber, they're looking out, they're taking care of people. People donating their time and their experience and their specialty. I can't thank you enough again, Len.
Thank you. Awesome.
It was so funny, social media, Facebook. Just this week, someone posted, "Hey, know any good Reiki spots?" Did you see that?
That was kind of cool.
Yeah, it was oh, how did they know? And it's a neighbor and friends in West Hartford. Alexis is her name. This is Len. Alexis, call Len.
There you go.
It was funny to see Jason and Dave and Irene and Susan, Lewis, Robert, Rachel, all these people shouting out Len.
Yeah.
So you're doing good work, Len.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm very interested in trying the Reiki. Unfortunately, we can't do it on screen and show everybody, but it's private and it's personal.
That could be, we could do that as another episode, just doing that as a look-see and what it looks like to do.
On scene?
Yeah.
I want to be like Mr. Rogers. We walk into the crayon factory. Mr. Rogers, Mr. Feeney, we walk into the Reiki.
Yeah, you could be the
Is it like a massage? Do you lay down on a bed?
Yeah, you are laying on a table.
Are there rocks involved with energy rocks, or is that something totally different?
I'll use crystals every now and then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ouija board or no?
No.
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
No,
sorry.
But we do use crystals. Is it massage? No, it's your hands-on.
Yep.
I prefer to do hands-on because
there's certain spots on the body that give more energy that you would touch.
Depending on what's going on with the client. Yeah.
Say a client comes to you, they're like, I'm stressed out.
Mm-hmm.
Like EMT is like, are you okay? Can you breathe?
Right.
Check the airway. What's your first activity? What do you say? Can I feel your pulse, or what do you do?
No, I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that, which is great. What's good about Reiki is I don't have to know I really don't have to know anything. But I can't diagnose. I don't diagnose. But it always helps to know what's going on. And what's really, really awesome about Reiki, no matter where I am on the body, the energy knows where to go. So I might be on their arm, on their arm, just sending Reiki. If the energy feels that something's going on, like in the leg or or shoulders or whatever, it'll go there automatically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is really cool. And so, which is really cool. And so what I always tell my clients is, sure, I'm a Reiki. My title is a Reiki energy healer. I'm not doing the healing. The clients are always the healer. They're always the healer. And I tell them that. I said, you are the healer. I'm not the healer. I'm a conduit. And it really depends on their, well, if they're open to it. Well, they have to be open if they're on the table. If they're open to it, it depends on their mindset. If they're positive, if they're, my instructions basically is go to your happy place, relax, think happy things, go to your happy place, think about where you love being at, whether it's the beach in front of the fire with a glass of wine, just go there and just relax to the music, or just relax and go there. Think happy thoughts, positive thoughts, healing thoughts, and because that increases the healing.
What's the big? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. Do you want to finish?
Whereas as if, and that makes my job easier, my unjob easier, because the body heals itself. So that's what's going to happen. Whereas if you get somebody who's on the table who is really against, number one, if they're really against it, or if they refuse, they're not going to get it on the table anyway. But if they were to, and they're sitting there, this isn't working, this is, this blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not going to work. I could throw them all the energy, and it's just not going to do anything for them, because it's in here. It's the mindset. It's not going to, it's just not. So.
What's the biggest, obviously, difference or quality maybe from a distance Reiki and a hands-on? Can you compare and contrast both of those?
I can. I so much prefer doing hands-on because I'm a hands-on person. I love people. I love the connection. Work-wise or healing-wise, it's exactly the same. Again, obviously, because over the last year or so, I've been doing a lot more distance Reiki as opposed to hands-on, because of 6 foot and whatever else is going on. You decide what's going on. So I've been doing a lot more, and for that, what we do, usually that's an evening, because I want them nice and relaxed before they go to bed or what have you. So it's usually an evening appointment. So we'll chat a couple of minutes beforehand. We'll do, I want to know what their intention is, because I always want to know what their intention is. So, so I could leave it out there for the universe to help them. And just let them know, they could use soft music or music if they want, meditation music, soft music, whatever they, help them relax. If they want to use candles, they can. If they want to use essential oils, they can. Anything to help them relax and just feel good. Usually doing it laying down or sitting up comfortably. And then we hang up. And then I said, give me a call when you awake, because usually what's going to happen, you're going to fall asleep. So I said, give me a call when you wake up. Yeah. Right? Because if I call them like right after I'm done, they might be sleeping still, or they might be kind of like, and I don't want to disturb that. And so that's just like, give me a call when you're done. And then we'll chat a little bit more, because I want to know what if you felt anything, what you felt, what your experiences were. I'll tell you what my experiences were. And a little while ago, I worked on somebody, and it's like, waiting. We did the session and blah, 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 waiting. And 15 minutes goes by, half hour goes by, an hour. I was like, she didn't even call me yet. 2 hours later, she calls me up. She goes, I just woke up.
Whoa.
Are you okay to talk? I said, yeah, absolutely. And so that was really cool. She goes, it just felt so good. I was comfortable. I fell asleep, and and what have you. And so that was a great, so that was really, that's probably one of my, speaking
one of your
greatest,
best.
That's probably one of my best ones.
Yeah, nice. Very cool.
Yeah. So
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
There's stressors in life. You find, like you said, financial, relationship, job. There's like children, it goes on and on.
It does.
A dirty
does.
floor,
Yep.
the dishes, like
That's true.
laundry.
That's true.
Take out the tray, But Reiki will help that, and Reiki, it feels like it alleviates some burden off your chest. And
Right.
is it talking, or is it more just movements, or is it?
What do you mean?
Does the client vocalize
No.
their stress?
No,
or you
it's
just
actually-
pull it out of them some other
Yeah,
way?
it's actually very, very. Again, I take it as a compliment when my patients fall asleep, and you usually know that because they start snoring, which is really kind of cool. Yeah, no, so it's very nonverbal because we're both relaxed, and it's just again through energy. It's like you could feel what's going on with distance because I'm not working on the body itself. I have the way I have a table set up with crystals, as we talked earlier about crystals, pyramid crystals that work with the chakras. So I've got the crown chakra, I've got the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, the throat chakra, the heart chakra, with the colors. I start before the crown chakra with a clear quartz stick, I guess you could say. And then, so I do that. And then, so during the session, I'll basically Reiki each. Well, actually, before the session, what I'll do is take my pendulum and ask if there's a blockage in each. I'll go through each of the stones to see if there's a blockage. So that way, I know which ones to spend more time with and to work on. And then I usually work on it until. Then I'll check. After I do that, I'll check on it, see if it's clear. If it's not clear, I'll go back and do more. Or if it's something that's been
where
really.
do you feel it? Oh, go. Where do you feel the energy? Do you feel it in your brain or your wrist, or when you do the pendulum?
Yeah.
How do you feel that energy on your client?
Usually feel it warmth in my hands.
Nice.
It either gets warmer or it starts tingling more, or I feel it in my body in that area.
Wow.
Which is really kind of neat. I don't take on their pain or I don't take on any of that stuff. It's just where I feel it. Again, it's going back to where, feeling the throat thing.
Yeah.
Because usually before you start a session, you kind of do like an inventory of how you're doing and how you're feeling. Because that way you know changes. It's like what's going on. That's why like when I start, it's like I wasn't doing that, a half hour ago, but now I'm feeling that I'm doing that. So there's something to.
You feel there.
Yeah.
It's almost like Elliot and E.T. You know that movie E.T.?
Yeah.
Classic movie.
Yes.
Ouch.
I
They're
was
both
around
feeling that
back
pain.
then.
You know that movie?
Yes.
Classic movie. I cry.
Yes.
My first drive-in movie.
Yes.
How they started feeling each other. Not to throw it out there. No disrespect to Reiki, E.T., Elliot. Yeah. But I'm doing it. I will be doing it. Sign me up. I will be going to Hartford in abundance, in infinite abundance.
Infinite abundance.
I'm going to shout your number out again.
Yes.
860-593-5227.
5257.
Yes, that's what I said. 5257. He's a numbers guy. I don't know if you noticed.
That's
it's
right.
5257. Those are special numbers.
And they are too.
Are they? You picked them?
Yeah. Well, when you look for a number, they give you a whole these bunch of options. And so I take out my Joanne Scribes app. And
nice weather. Nice weather.
Just like when I first met, like a year ago. So it's like, all right, so this is the number that I'm choosing because it was the best message for that, which is really cool.
Nice.
What's awesome about the way I'm working now, and now the weather's getting nicer, except for the rain that's coming down now, is that, and I started doing this last year, working outside in your backyard or at the beach or at winery or anything like that. It's really, really awesome. It builds up your immunity because you're out with getting more vitamin D, and working with me helps that. And what's really good about it, instead of using like the music and the oils that's going on in the background, you've got the odors or the scent. You got the odors and the noises of nature. So you might hear like squirrels rumbling around or birds, and which is really, it just adds to the nature to Mother Nature, which increases it.
Yeah.
So I come to you. I have a table and I travel to you.
Cool.
He'll
He'll come to you. Call him up.
That's it.
40 minutes with Feeney? 50 minutes with Feeney.
Where are we, baby?
Hour.
Woo!
Hour.
I think you're, when I was looking through some of your things, I think that the longest one was an hour and 6.
Yeah, you're up there.
Where are we?
Right about an hour. Maybe.
I think it was hour 15.
Nice.
But I just want, this was an educational podcast.
Thank you.
I hope that people have learned something that they may have not learned or have known. Like, we know about beer and coffee. A lot of people may not know about Reiki. I want you to try it out. Episode 17. We're here with Len Diana over there in Hartford. Call them up. Closing thoughts, Len?
Yeah, just please take care of yourself. Even though, things have been going on, just take care of yourself. Build up your immunity through better eating habits. Please do that. More fruits and veggies, vitamin supplements, meditation if you like. You don't have to do 40, 50 minutes like I do. Even 5-10 minutes a day helps. Get some exercise anyway, even if you're walking your dog. Be mindful of what you're doing. Be intentional at times. Like if you're eating dinner, just appreciate what's going on. Be grateful and thankful. And
chew your food, taste your food, enjoy it.
Yeah, take in the odors of that. And it's amazing to be intentional every now and then, doing chores.
A lot of mindfulness.
Like if you're ironing or doing dishes, just let it all
be in the moment. I like that.
So just take care of yourself the best you can naturally, because that's how you're going to get better.
Man, Len, this was great.
Thank you.
Episode 17, Len.
That's it.
Get it out there, Reiki. And I want to thank my man, friend,
Mr. Dave.
Whoa! That's a first. Stop the tape. Did you see that?
That was awesome.
The chair broke.
No
Are we taping still? Might as well just keep going.
Man, we're going.
Keep going. So I'll just close out. Wow, I shacked it. I shacked the chair. I destroyed it. That was hilarious.
Get going with the Reiki session.
So yeah, maybe we should do a Reiki. Wow. And don't
awesome.
even cut it. Let's be authentic.
No, that was cool.
Episode 17. This thing's destroyed. Screws are popping out. I'm only weighing 210, all muscle. But look at that shirt. Friends of Direct Line Media.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Eric.
It all happens because of Dave. This avenue. I can't thank Direct Line Media enough. It is Finn Friday. Saturdays are for friends. Check them out at Donut Crazy. We have some wonderful future guests. Derek Slap signed on to be a guest. Really? Dennis House. Dan and Laura from Johnny's Jog. Sarah from Float 41. Woo. Tate from Gastro Park. Jesse, Katie, and Chris from... I can't believe I'm doing for my knees here.
There you go.
Broke the chair.
And a plug for Float 41. It's another doer and another way to get better.
No! We're out.
And another way to get better.
Episode 17.
Float 41
I love you
awesome.
guys. Thank you, Len, so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
What's going on? This is amazing. On camera. What did he set me up? Is this...
No kidding.